Hi, welcome back to the Jac and Glen channel. I'm Jackie.
I'm her husband, Glenn.
He's my husband, Glenn.
Hey, before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews.
And so we got a recap
for Ready to Love. Ready to Love is back. They had a week hiatus and they're back. And they're back with a bang, baby.
Yes.
Big bang. The women are in charge.
Yes.
The women are in charge and somebody has got to go home.
Or maybe somebody.
Or somebody's.
Got to go home.
Because we know last time 2 women went home, Tressa and Stacy. And maybe, just maybe, 2 men go home this time.
Mm-hmm.
We shall see.
And so Tommy meets with the ladies at the ladies' lounge.
Mm-hmm.
He lets them know we're officially halfway through the process. And Kyra says, you know, it's been emotionally overwhelming. People's got connections that are strong, and it's going to be something going forward. Because, you know, you got to start pinning people down because we're going to come down to 3 couples. That's 6 people.
Yeah, come 3 couples. And Tommy told the lady, see, I need you to do me a favor, close your eyes.
Because the power's back in your hands.
Power's back in your hands. Close your eyes, and I want you to think about your number 1. And all the ladies were sitting there thinking about their number 1. I could just imagine what went through their heads. Amber, you can see the big smile on her face as she thought about Chris. Vernisha was smiling because she was thinking about Joelle. Stacy was thinking about David.
Stacy?
No, excuse me, not Stacy. Liz was thinking about David. Liz was thinking about David. You had Kyra, who's thinking about AJ and Jason.
And Jason.
And because they 1A and 1B, I believe, in her mind. And Tommy said, guess what? Since you thought about those, guess what? You're not going out with them this week. I want you to go to your number 2. Don't worry about number 1. Don't deal with number 1 no more. Go to whoever you believe is number 2 and try to figure this out. Now, we saw this last year. And we saw Cal finally go ahead and rub Denise down when she was number 2.
She slipped to number 2.
But we found out after we interviewed Cal Fani, he said she knew that she was number 2 at the time.
Yeah.
But on the show, it looked like she just thought she was just straight up number 1. She had no mind. So we was interested to see if anybody knew that they were going to be number 2 this time. But we go with Alexis.
Hold on. Tommy told him, don't date your number 1. I want you to explore guys that you normally wouldn't date.
Oh, yeah, she normally wouldn't date, yes.
Try your second options. Because you're on this show because you consistently picked or gone for the wrong guy. It hasn't worked out for you. Mm-hmm. So maybe try something that you wouldn't normally. You might find out that that's a better match for you.
Yeah.
So that's what I want you to do.
Yeah, and you know, you have people like Chrysanthemum, like, you know what? I have gone out, you know, the people that I do like have been my typical type guy. Mm-hmm. So I do want to try something different.
Yeah. So, like you said, first we see Alexis. Alexis goes out with Mr. Ron. And they've been talking on the phone and connecting on the phone, but this is their first time to have an actual date.
Yeah, like I said, that phone game must be, somebody's phone game is real tight for her to be his number 1 because of the phone, and for him to be her number 2 because of the phone. They have some great conversations.
She won 1/2.
Yeah, 1/2. There been some great phone conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, so they go to mini golf. Mm-hmm. And she doesn't play mini golf really. Doesn't really play golf. And so Ron's going to take the time to show her what to do.
Yeah.
And he had a good time hugging her up and grabbing her up and helping her with the club. Mm-hmm. And instead of showing her with this hand, he using the hand to reach all the way across her body, sneaking in hugs and little close moments and stuff. Go ahead, Ron.
I felt you touch me.
What?
You just touched me. You just touched me. I understand.
Anyway.
You can hug me anytime. You get close.
Anyway, so they was doing a whole lot of flirting, playing a mini golf. But Alexa wanted to talk to him. It's like, you know, I know you know my religious background. I'm a woman of God. I'm a church girl. And I know that's not you. You know, how do you feel about it? And he said, you know, I'll admit, you know, I don't have a spiritual past. I've lived like a rock star before, but I can get with who you are.
Yeah, I think that was good by his standpoint, saying at least agreeing to, you know what, I understand who I am, but I'm not gonna knock who you are, and so maybe we can work this thing out together.
Yeah, and she says that's what attracts her to him. He's got this priestly, kingly, take charge type of thing that she feels, and she's really liking that. And you know, she's concerned, like she's trying to feel Ron out because her other choice, AJ, she feels like he's kind of like a playboy, he's being like a playboy, and she brings up Chrysanthemum.
Yeah.
and you know how we kind of neck and neck with your number one, you know, about her being Ron's usual type. Is that what it is? And so what puts me ahead? What puts me ahead? And he was like, you know, we got this attraction. We be talking frequently, really vibing, feeling each other. And I feel like you can take me beyond where I could be spiritually, where I see myself growing already. So that was what kind of push you ahead. Yeah,
which he's giving her the characteristics of what she wants to hear, because she is very spiritual. She's been married to a pastor. So when he says, and she's concerned about, I want to use a biblical term, being unequally yoked in essence. So she's worrying about that, about being, and then she has to worry about her son too. If he's getting the spirituality from her and not getting it from the person that she's dating, what is it, you know, what's involved with that? So he gives her the answer that makes her just melt, because that's what she wanted to hear. Now, I'm not saying he's not right or wrong. I'm not saying he's lying or faking, but he gave her the answer. Ding, 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 ding. You got it right, type deal.
She said he scored a lot of points with her.
Yeah, a lot of points. He just racked up points.
Yep. All right. So we see Amber going out with AJ.
Yeah.
And she's another one. She says AJ gives her Playboy vibes. So she's kind of like wanted to interrogate him and feel him out. Not interrogate, but kind of feel him out. Yeah. She trying to get to the root. She trying to let me see what's up.
The lawyer skills are coming out.
Yeah, because she said I'm looking for the genuine part of him, because he comes off kind of cocky and arrogant, and so I'm hoping to make some kind of connection and get past that I'm kind of seeing, and so. They talk about the fact that she's really feeling Chris and Ron. Those are the people she's feeling. So, but she wanted to see what was up with AJ. And she tells him, you know, you seem like you're not approachable. You're used to women throwing themselves at you, coming at you. Like you don't have to do a whole lot of work to get the women. It comes across kind of arrogant.
But it's not a bad thing, though, when people approach you.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, but it can make you feel like I'm all that. Like, I don't have to go get just like we felt like that way with a guy from another show. We felt like he wasn't used to working hard. He used to women throwing themselves. So it can put you in a different place, because then you don't know how to deal with somebody that, she not just falling all over me. Like, what do I do? So it's not a bad thing, but it can put you in a predicament where you kind of like on this pedestal, it's kind of like that's beneath me. If she ain't coming at me, I'm not.
Yeah, but AJ said that's not the case, because he borderlines he toes the line between arrogance and confidence. He said, I just have confidence in myself. I want to have confidence. I want to look nice. I want to do this.
But he doesn't feel like he's arrogant.
He doesn't feel like he's arrogant at all, and he didn't know where that was coming from. But again, after that, he was like, if other women feel like that, then I'm really on the bottom.
Yeah, and so he was like, okay, so if I'm trying to get with you or whatever, am I going to get something in return? And Amber said, I'm gonna match whatever energy I'm giving. So if you express an interest in me, I'll give you that, and go from there. Because AJ said his thing was, I know at one point Troy was at your top and he flip-flopped. So it's like, what can I do to get in that place, and how I know you won't push me down to the bottom?
Like but I don't think AJ got all the news on why Troy flip-flopped. Troy flip-flopped because he was telling all the women the same thing. Yeah. I'm going to take you on this trip on your birthday. I'm going to take you here. He was kissing a lot of people. So at the end of the day, that's why Troy went there to the bottom of the list. AJ ain't kissing everybody.
Nah.
Not like that anyway.
Next, we see Chris go out with Chris. We see Chrysanthemum go out with Chris KG Smooth.
Yeah, which is different for her, though.
Yeah.
Which is really different for her, because she mentioned it, that KG is really not her type of guy.
No. But she also said, I don't like not having a backup plan.
Yeah.
Because she knows she's in competition. But however else you want to call it.
Her girl just went home.
Yes, but she's in competition as far as Ron goes with her and Alexis. They kind of, they 1 and 2, they be flip-flopping, flipping positions. She might be number 1, and then
Alexis is number 1.
So they running neck and neck as far as his number 1. So she wants a backup plan. And Chris said he was pleasantly surprised that she asked him out.
Yeah.
It was... He's kind of like, no.
Yeah, he didn't know. I mean, your dad hadn't talked, they haven't had that type of conversation out of the blue. Hey, you want to go out with me? You know, let's go out, meet me here, blah, blah, blah. He's like, oh, okay, what's going on?
Yeah, but, you know, she talked about the fact that he's so cool and calm, and, you know, maybe that he can bring that and kind of calm her down some. And so they talked about their background. She talked about how she grew up in Italy. She really didn't... she didn't meet her dad until 6 years ago.
Until 6 years ago.
And yeah, it
didn't work.
Trying to develop a relationship with him. And Chris shared with him, you know, his situation where his dad had 11 kids, with 9 different women. And KG said at one point his dad actually denied him being his child. So. And his father passed away,
and they didn't really get a chance to amend their relationship. That part of the relationship. They had a relationship, but they just didn't get a chance to amend the relationship and bring things full circle as a whole. And you could feel that he had some regret there. That there was some deep conversation about that, and some emotional things going on with him when he talked about that story. But sharing that, you can see another side of Chris that we didn't see before in previous episodes, and I think that's why people are really attracted to him, because he's showing that different side.
Yeah, and Chris cool people's KG smooth. Yeah. And Chrysanthemum shared that her mom's not really affectionate, and so her mom showed love by taking care of them. And Chris picked up on the fact that, okay, so then you probably display that in your relationships, and she acknowledged, yeah, I do. You know, it may not be a whole lot of affection there, and it's because of my background. Yeah,
when you haven't seen affection, and when you have not seen romance in a relationship, you don't understand how to and when to show that affection, and when to show that romance, when to be a listener, when to be deeply intimate with your partner. And so that's one of the things that she had to learn. But you know, Chris picked up on that. And he said, I believe that you're 70, what I'm feeling, what we're having right now is like 70-30. 70-30. You're not, you know, we're on that friend level, basically. We're cool people, but there's no romance going on here. Yeah.
And she agreed, and Chris is like, you know, maybe I'll try, maybe not, maybe we could try, maybe not. But he said he's still really feeling Amber. That's where
he got all his eggs in one basket.
But it's not all in one basket like it was with Naya. No. I mean, he is focused on Amber, but he's not like all gung-ho.
Well, he's talking to other women this time. That's what makes the difference. He didn't talk to other women last time. And he's making sure he makes his round this time, so there is no issue. There is no problem. So if he gets eliminated, it's because of his own, you know what I'm saying, work.
So we see Amber go out on another date.
Yeah,
she goes out with Joelle,
baby.
And he greets her with a holy kiss.
I didn't say it was holy. He greets her with a kiss on the jaw.
On the jaw. He said, it's okay if I kiss you on the jaw, baby.
Yeah, baby.
She said, yeah. And he was like, you think I can get one back? She said,
she told him,
the date goes
if the dates go well, the date goes right. You know, she said she wanted to be on a Joelle because, you know, she's really feeling Chris, but she wanted to try something different. Yeah. That because of the game and what Tommy asked him to do, she wanted to try something different. So she goes out with Joelle, and they really find out they have a great conversation. It was great chemistry that was there, great energy. The food was good, and her and Joelle had tremendously great conversation talking about, you know, they talked about his deceased wife, and how she fit in or play into a family when he already has kids, because that's what you're getting. You're not just getting Joelle, but you're getting a package deal, right? Because he has kids, and so he wanted to know how. And Amber was like, "I like kids. I deal well with kids, and I wouldn't mind. I know that they have a mother.
And I'm not trying to take her place.
I'm not trying to take her place.
I'm not trying to take her place. But Joelle, you know, he did talk about the fact that, you know, with my wife passing away, it's a different circumstance, you know, dealing with the kids. But I do still want companionship. I do still want to be married. Right. And they talked about the age difference a little bit. He said, because you wouldn't catch me running behind no 30-year-old. But Amber's a little bit different because she's a boss chick. And
she got a grown soul.
You know, and her age doesn't match her experience. She's very mature, so you know that's a little bit different. And his wife was 6 years younger than him, so he's used to the age difference. But
and I think a lot of it because of the way she grew up. She grew up taking care of brothers and sisters and realizing brothers and sisters. She grew up in a foster home, as she said, so she had to grow up quick. She had to become mature quicker than her average peers and those on her level. So hey, I'm not mad at it. Young by age, but by the mind, they match up very well.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they match up very well. So she, you know, the date was well. He asked her, "Can I get my kiss on the jaw?"
And did.
She gave him the kiss on the jaw and felt bad about the kiss on the jaw. No, Amber, no. You're dating Chris. And this is a show. You and Chris are not married or anything of that nature. It's okay for you to give Joelle a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, a kiss on the cheek,
Kiss on the cheek.
Kiss on the cheek.
I know, but she's so invested in Chris. I understand that she felt like, I'm cheating.
Yeah.
I'm cheating. You know?
It's
Yeah, look. In her mind, it was cheating, so I'm not mad at her, but I understand where you're coming from.
Yes.
All
right. Next, Liz goes out with Jason. Her heart's still with David, but she's trying to do what Tommy asked him to do. And she said, you know, of course she and David share the same ideals, but she could see that with Jason too.
Right. Yeah, and Jason came out smooth with it. He came out telling her again how he's attracted to her and how he likes her and how he wants to be with her and
how she stepped out at
the ball with her dress on, everything in the right spot. Bang, 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 pow.
High and lifted up.
Yeah, high and lifted up, you know. And so he shares with her all those things, and Liz is overwhelmed. She's like, oh my goodness, Jason, what?
Yeah, this level of interest.
He said
she fine, and she wants to know how he feels about sex before marriage.
And he gave the answer. You know what?
While we're talking about it, let me ask you this.
Well, you know, I'm willing to wait if you're willing to wait. And basically, he's like, I'm willing to wait. Whatever you want to do, I'm willing to do. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. He used, but I'm willing to do it. The question is, how long is he willing to do it? If they get in a relationship, how long are they willing to wait? And she's being that way because she doesn't want to make any more mistakes. Right.
And she said, it's not that I'm saying never, but it's just not going to be a fly-by-night thing with me.
Yeah.
You know, that wham bam, thank you ma'am, that's done. That first time out the gate thing, that's done. She says, I want to, you know, be secure and no, I'm trying to get married. I want this to lead to marriage. So if it's not going that way, then yeah, we not.
Yeah, you ain't getting
we not consummating nothing.
We ain't consummating. No, we ain't going to the justice of peace. We ain't going nowhere. We're just gonna be dating.
Yeah.
So, but we see them get into a Ferris wheel on top. Not on top of the Ferris wheel.
They do sit at the top of the Ferris wheel.
They sit at the top of the Ferris wheel. They get inside the Ferris wheel, and they go around and they get to see the city of Houston from a different level.
Yeah, they bunned up, cuddled up in the arms, and Jason steals a kiss.
He steals himself a kiss, and Liz was taken back by the kiss, and she was like, I haven't even, if not to him, but in her little vignette, she had said, I haven't even kissed David yet.
Yeah.
David needs to step his game up. David moving slow.
Yeah, the kiss caught her off guard, but she didn't mind it.
She didn't mind it?
She didn't
pull it. Well, first of all, if she did, where's she going to go?
I mean, she can't,
They up in the air.
Yeah, but she could be like, no. But she didn't.
Nah, she
But yeah, like you said, she hasn't even kissed David. Now, that might not even be so much David. It just might, you know.
This didn't happen.
It didn't happen. But Jason gets another kiss before he leaves, too.
Yeah, he makes sure he gets another one, a goodbye kiss. So he gets a goodbye kiss, and Liz is feeling Jason, and Jason is feeling Liz. And so David is number 2, and maybe Jason is right here. But he's making up ground. Jason's making up ground.
Yep. All right, and so then we see Kyra and AJ go out. And that's why I'm like, you know, you're supposed to go out with somebody that's not your type, that's not your number one. I feel like Kyra cheated here because we know she been feeling AJ.
She been feeling AJ, but AJ's not her number one. Jason is.
I know, but still, this is not somebody that she hasn't expressed the interest in before. Like Amber went out with AJ, hadn't showed any interest. Amber went out with Joelle, hadn't. You know, she really struck out and did something different. Kyra didn't do anything different with going out with AJ because she's been out with him before. But AJ made sure.
It's a single date this time.
I'm not going to have no problems with my card. And he want her to know I ain't got no problems with the car because he met her at the car with the flowers. They're going to the restaurant. They got the good food. They got the private room.
He shut it down for her. He shut it down. So he made sure that they had the quiet moment and everything else was taken care of. He made sure that he didn't have to ghost or wash dishes in his episode. He had to make sure. So he ended up chilling and they ended up having a great conversation. But in the midst of their conversation, Kyra realized something about AJ, which was,
have you ever been in love before? He says, yeah, I've been in love lots of times well, why didn't it work out?
Mm-hmm.
And he said, you know, I had problems with effective communication. You know, I have a hard time trusting things that people say and sharing my needs and my feelings. And Kyra shared, you know, sometimes I feel like our communication is off. Yeah. Like, you know, when we on a conversation, we kind of veer off topic. It's like you kind of have a level of avoidance.
He takes it off topic. He takes it off topic because he doesn't understand what she's saying. To me, he doesn't understand when she says certain things that he doesn't get it. So he takes it off topic to deflect from what the original question she asked.
Yeah, so it's like, what's the hold up? What's going on? And AJ shares that, you know, he was independent at a young age. Mm-hmm. He had to figure things out on his own. So he really had to depend on himself. Couldn't trust anybody else. And so he's brought that into his adult life. So it's hard to let people in. It's hard to be vulnerable and share himself. And so that makes relationships challenging.
Yeah, you gotta let the walls down. I mean, his thing is that he has to let the walls down. That's where that arrogance and that confidence come in. Again, that people perceive to be a player type attitude because he doesn't know how to let the walls down. He doesn't know how to be the true AJ because he's built so much up in the past years and past relationships that he doesn't know what the real AJ is or who the real AJ is.
Well, yeah. Well, he won't let somebody else.
He won't let somebody. He won't let somebody else see who the real
So. But he said he's willing to take the risk. He's going to have to take that risk because he wants companionship. Mm-hmm. So he's going to have to let somebody in. He's going to have to let a woman in. And he's like, you know, where do I fall with you? And she said, you've always been in my top 3. That's where you are. Mm-hmm. And she appreciated the date. She saw a more sincere and intentional side from AJ. And they both agreed that we're going to both let our guards down. We both need to let our guards down. So that's what we're going to do.
And once he let them down in time conversation, you can start seeing the genuineness in him and in her because they had great conversation. Because they're allowing her to see him.
Yep, and AJ dropped the kiss on Kyra's jaws.
He dropped the kiss on Kyra's jaws. He
got both her jaws.
He got both her jaws. And she handed him the other one. Uh-huh. Because she was like, he kissed this one, and she was like, well,
you gotta put one over here.
You gotta put one over here too. So we saw a little bit something with them.
All right, last date we got to see Miss Vernisha goes out with Dietrich. She goes out with Paw.
She got with Paw. Paw comes to the house, and they have a conversation. Mm-hmm. She sits there, and again, she lets us know that she's still feeling Joelle.
Yeah, but she said she's had conversations with Dietrich before. Yes. And in these conversations, she says, Dietrich needs help opening up. Like, I got to kind of pull teeth with him, pull stuff out of him. I got to do the talking. And so, she says, how do you feel about me? And he says, I feel like you're a goddess. And, I know you're really here for love, Mm-hmm. And, what consumes your day? What do you do with yourself? She said, I have busy days. I have, with the kids and my activities, what I do as far as my business goes, and then things that they have to do.
She's still soccer mom. Yeah. She's still dance mom. She's still a provider. She's still a housemaker. She's everything.
Yes.
And she wants somebody to come in to
be a leader, to be a leader, head of the household.
To be the head of the household, and mm-hmm. As of right now, he was unable to do that.
She don't see it.
She don't see it. He said he's intimidated kind of by her.
Yeah, he said she makes him nervous because you look like you tough, and she was like, well, yeah, I'm zero tolerance. I don't take a lot of stuff, and he's like, I feel like it would be easy for you to negate me. I'm nervous because maybe I'm man enough, but maybe not man enough for you. And she's like, no, I'm ready. I want somebody that's gonna be a leader.
But he wants to feel wanted. And when he saw her having everything or doing everything, mm-hmm. it's kind of made him feel like, well, dang, what would I do? Well, how would I fit into her lifestyle? How would I fit into this picture?
Well, dang, if you can't go to Bella Noche, where the heck could you go?
Where can you go? So he saw that, and I think she realized that too. That Dietrich's not the guy for me.
Yeah, and I like Paw.
Yeah, but he doesn't fit in to what she's trying in her lifestyle.
So. The ladies head back to the ladies' lounge to talk to Tommy.
Yeah.
And
we saw some feelings here.
Yeah, who we feeling? So Alexis is feeling Ron. That gave Chrysanthemum a little. She said Ron is her complete opposite, but she's feeling it. There's got the chemistry there. He's very affectionate. And she says again, he tells her that she's his number one.
That she's his number one.
He said, "You're my number one." You know, Chris is like, ugh. So then we see Amber talk about how
she did that on purpose to throw salt in the wound. I mean, look, Alexis Fly.
Yeah.
She did that on purpose to throw salt in the wound because she knew Chrysanthemum was listening and she wanted to see it's a competition and she doesn't like to lose. So she wanted to see how things would fly if I tell her Ron said I was his number one.
Mm-hmm. Amber talks about how she went out with Joelle, and you know she was surprised how the date went. Tommy kind of said, "You look like you gushing over there." She was like, "Am I gushing?"
Yeah.
And Vernisha was a little bit hurt.
I was surprised at that
Because Amber shared that she kissed Joelle, and Joelle kissed her
now,
back.
Here's where I got a problem. Because she said kiss. She didn't say it was on the cheek.
Yeah,
so
she
now
wasn't specific.
now it's leaving everybody in the room up to their own imagination, and Vernisha starts getting her feelings. Because again, if you go back to I think episode 2 or 3, they was on a group date and Joelle kept asking Vernisha, "Are you okay? Are you alright?" Because he was dating or feeling talking to somebody else. He went out with somebody else that they dated at the time. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm fine. And so to me, you're gonna get a little upset, but I don't think she's at the point where she's like, you gotta step back.
Well, the other thing is, because she said, you know, I'm hurt. He kissed Amber, he ain't kissed me.
He ain't kissed me. She want them lips on her, baby.
Okay. Kyra said she had a redemption date with AJ, and it was one of the most romantic dates she's been on yet. And her top is between AJ and Jason.
Yep.
Liz talks about her date with Jason, how they had a beautiful time, that they shared a kiss. She saw him in a different light. And even though Kyra just said her top is between AJ and Jason, Kyra kind of felt a little type of way.
She type of way. She has too. She didn't think anybody else was gonna mess with Jason. But at the end of the day, Liz was like, "Yo, Jason's on my list.
Up there.
Jason's on my list along with David."
All right, who are the women not feeling? And Vernisha's like, "Yeah, I'm not feeling Dietrich." You know,
And she goes into the reason why.
Still learning. She don't have nothing bad to say about the guy, but it's like, I need a guy that's gonna be a leader. I just need him to step up.
Step up.
Liz said Dietrich's not the one for her. Kyra says it's a no-go for her too. Yeah, no. Chrysanthemum talks about KG.
Yeah.
How there was no real romantic connection there. She's not really feeling him. Kyra and Alexis said the same thing about KG.
Yep.
As far as Amber says she's not feeling AJ. She feels like he's playing a game, not really putting any effort. Vernisha says the same thing.
Yeah, but Amber's face was already salty when they started talking about Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Because she's the only one that's feeling him, so her face was like, "Oh,
Please
crap.
don't cut Chris."
Please don't send my boo home."
Yeah, but Vernisha says she's not feeling AJ. He needs to grow up. Liz says they've got very different ideals, she and AJ. And Alexis said AJ was at the bottom for her too.
AJ was at the bottom for her too. So
Not looking good.
So at the bottom we hear AJ.
And we hear Pawpaw.
We hear Pawpaw, and we heard Chris.
Yeah, we heard.
We heard Chris because he had some vote. He had a couple votes there, but we end up with 2.
And it's Pawpaw, is Dietrich. Let me stop calling him man Pawpaw. It's Dietrich
and AJ.
and AJ.
And they're at the bottom.
Yeah, and so Kyra goes to have a conversation with Dietrich. You know the one thing I don't like, I said this to you that I don't like about it. So they're asking them out to let them down or tell them, you know, you at the bottom. And they be straight thinking it's a date. It's just a date.
Yeah, because it doesn't break the cycle. They've been on regular dates. They know the women are meeting, but they don't
have no clue.
No, today might not be the day.
Yeah, they don't
tomorrow
have
may not be the day.
no clue.
I'm sure they don't do elimination all on the same day.
Nah, but I hate that they don't have a inkling that, oh shoot, they come to me because they didn't met for the ladies lounge.
Well, they come to me because they met in the ladies lounge, and also the fact that there's no one there to save him. Trust is gone.
Yeah.
At least he had one.
So yeah, Kyra takes Dietrich out, goes out with Dietrich, and Alexis and AJ go out. And as far as Alexis and AJ, we see him kind of lure her in. He pulls her close to him.
It does not
sits on her lap.
He goes in here like this, but it does not seem like it's an elimination.
She had to shake it off. She's like, "Look, you're not gonna do this to me. You're not gonna reel me in."
Because he made it uncomfortable.
That's why I told you. They don't have the people that's getting eliminated, male and female. They have not an inkling
No, none.
That's what it is, and he acted as such.
He pulled her up on his lap.
He was like, "Oh snap, we got a date."
Yeah, yo, she sat on the lap and everything, and she had to gather herself. Like,
yeah, she was like, "No, that's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for."
But she was really feeling it, and she was enjoying the moment. And realized she could have messed up.
She moved. She said, "It's hard for me to focus. I had to put some space."
You gotta put some space.
And so she said, "I got distracted for a minute, but I'm back on task." And so she was like, the guys feel like you a playboy. There's all this sexual vibes, and we try to figure out what's your reason for being here. When Kyra talks to Dietrich, she says to him, "We're still trying to find out what's the realness."
Right.
What we want you to be authentic. Who is Dietrich? What's going on with Dietrich? And in the end, it's like the ladies talked, and for AJ, I'm distracted a little bit, but I'm still on task. That's what Alexis says, and.
She went quick because if you look at it, she didn't go into the whole spiel. She like, what? I'm distracted. I just want to let you know you ready to love. Like she just wanted
you still in there.
Like she wanted to just tell him so she can finish the date.
Yeah, we keeping you in the game.
But girl, but I can come back closer. That's what it seemed like to me. It seemed like she just did all that real quick to get it out. So she can be...
Well, cause she didn't want to get distracted again. So, she said, we're going to keep you in the game. And he got a little emotional. She was like, are you getting teary-eyed? He was like, yeah.
I looked at him like, are you crying, dog? Are you faking or are you for real?
No, I think he was for real, like, wow. I think it's the emotional part is kind of like with the way Stacy was. It's like people not seeing me how I really am. And that is kind of hurtful. Yeah. And so, but in the end... Kyra had to let Dietrich know that we decided you're not ready to love. You need to be more open. And he acknowledged that, I'm going to take he said he's going to take a few months to regroup and get himself together.
Good dude, just wasn't ready. They couldn't find nobody.
Oh, Papa.
Are you married? Don't worry about it.
What? What?
But nah, he just kidding.
I like Dietrich. He seemed like a pretty...
Nah, all jokes aside. He's cool. He seemed like a pretty cool dude, laid back. He was just too laid back for here. He didn't have enough irons in the fire.
Well, not even that. Like, we seen on all his dates he went on. It wasn't any particular... Like, he wasn't as particularly flirty. No. He wasn't particularly welcoming or, with the women. Kind of waiting for them to flirt with him and not being the first partaker.
But everybody respected him and everybody, treated him as such. And he respected everybody. And they seem like they're on level. He just didn't fit in for what they have. So now you have you have a lot of payers who have ones and twos who are in this circle with women. Can
I say this real quick about Dietrich because we forgot this? He said normally that's not him. Yeah. But being in this process, I guess the way it's set up, he says brought out a kind of shyer him. Yeah. And so he's trying to get out of that. So he's going to take some time and regroup and get that together.
Getting used to this television situation, or getting used to the producers, getting used to
all these people
who did date and all getting around, that was something different. I think Joelle said it, I can go out with all these people and not be in trouble. I can go out with all these people and not have an issue or problem. And I think that was one of Dietrich's things. He didn't know how to handle it. Yeah. And so him not being able to handle the situation, I think he made some great friendships. He just didn't make any relationships, which sent him home.
Yeah, by Papa.
And so that means there was only one man who got eliminated, not two.
And so the count is still uneven.
The count is still uneven.
How you ain't eliminate two guys?
The count is still uneven.
I don't know. I almost kind of feel like in the deliberations, it kind of probably happened like it did when Alexis went to tell AJ. Mm-hmm. It kind of went back and forth. In the end, was like, let's just keep him.
Let's just keep him. Yeah, let's just keep them. So, again, down, women and men are unequally yoked again. No, we're not uneven again. Uneven. So, you have more men now than women, but down by one. But we'll see what happens next week. Yeah. See what transpires, what will take place. Hey, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our reviews. Let us know what you think. What couples do you like so far? What couples will make it until the end? Leave your comments in the comment section below. And also check out our other videos.
Yep. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.